Emergency podcast. Emergency. Had to get it in. But I don't know what's going on in the hobby lately. It's been Probstein. We've got this PSA 9-10 swap, which is it's mind-blowing. And now we've got some news out of the card breaking world. So, I mean, I'll just let you rant. You could just go.
I had a little bit of time to digest it a little bit. Yeah, when Barbell Breaks made a post stating that they were losing their breaking program account, and somebody came to me and said that someone in the live of one of the Fanatic shows said it's their last couple weeks of the year and they're done for good. Then it made me think of what's really going on in this industry and what Fanatics is doing, and it's mind blowing. I get the money hungriness out of them,
but they don't need to be. There's more than enough money to be made.
That's not them, though.
All platforms with all breakers. This is not. It's just not necessary. And I think that what winds up happening is the same thing with PSA, right?
Mm-hmm.
People have for years been questioning all of these practices. The way PSA grades 9s, the way they grade 10s. You know, everybody's been saying, a debut patch card came out. Oh, which breaker was it, right?
Right.
My argument has always been, I'm not like a conspiracy theorist, but my argument has always been, like a lot of other people, a lot of these guys are breaking 20, 30, 40 cases of shit. Yes, of course you're going to hit big cards. Of course you're going to be more likely to do that. But, you know, now you see stuff like this and you start to wonder, like, you know, has everyone kind of been onto something all this time when everyone's been trying to just play it cool and be like, no, it's okay. It's not like that. They wouldn't be doing that to us. And now it kind of feels like they are.
Yeah. To be honest with you, just to explain Fanatics in a nutshell, because you know how they are. A lot of people know how they are.
I know how they are on the sports memorabilia side. That part infuriates.
Well, listen, it starts with the apparel. It goes in, and then to the sports memorabilia, now to the cards. They do the same thing in every aspect of a business they get into. They monopolize it. They go full force and just try to wipe everybody out and make them the king of it all.
Yep.
And long term, they'll move on to something else, but they're controlling everything right now. Listen, my honest opinion, I think they have ownership or have pieces in every little thing they touch that has to do with the card industry. Those Tom Brady stores, I truly think that they own them, and they're just they're paying him for his name and likeness. And they're, in my opinion, I could be way wrong, but I think they just, anything they put their hands into, I think they have either some sort of ownership into it or some piece of the pie to make people believe something that's something over glorified to push things.
So some kind, well,
that's just my opinion. I don't know. It's getting crazy. It's really getting crazy.
Well, that's what's happening now, right? Is that you don't know what to believe.
Right.
You don't know. You don't know if everything that's on the, that's front facing is real, So everybody's just kind of constantly trying to peel back the curtains to see what's going on behind the scenes. But, when things like this happen, you really don't leave anybody any choice but to continue to do that. But, now people are losing trust in PSA. I saw a lot of local card shops saying, we're not sending it to PSA anymore. So don't even bother. If you want to send to PSA, go do it with somebody else. And then the card breaks too. I mean, we talked about this kind of briefly the other day, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely a stigma around card breaks. And how do you stop Fanatics from making guys like yourself lose business because of that distrust that they're creating, in that portion of the hobby?
I don't know if it's more or less the distrust. For me, it's
like, what if they thought that you guys weren't capable of breaking and hitting that monster grail?
Well, I'm going to interrupt you right there. They already did, and they already do, because I had multiple interviews with them over the last 4 years, even when they first were in beta mode testing the whole thing, and we didn't get on there. They let us on. We went on there with somebody. We tried to get back on there by ourselves. Let us on. And what I notice is everybody that I interview with, eBay Live or Fanatics Live, what I think the biggest thing with them is, the reason why we're not on there is because obviously we have our consignment in our website, and they know that we don't want to change and do what they want us to do.
Yeah.
They want puppets. They want people to build their brand for them.
Yeah.
Just so they can get their customer information, and that's the end game to this.
Mhm.
They want every breaker and every shop owner's customer information so they could do it on their own in a couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They could hire breakers making $30 to $40 an hour
all day.
Yeah, so
all day long.
They're building
That's
this
what it is.
stuff up.
Once you start making too much money, then they say, well, we have your database. We know who your clients are. We can get somebody in here to do it that's maybe just as animated of a character as you are for
a lot less money.
No different than being in a corporate setting. You know, if you're making $200,000 a year and some young kid comes out of college that could do the same job you're doing, well, see you later. I'm going to pay this kid $60,000 a year, and you can go find something else to do. So
100%. It's just it's very unfortunate. And I read a comment yesterday in my group, and it kind of made me think about it overnight. And basically, the guy was saying, in a nutshell, like, all you guys made money during COVID, and you could have went out there and opened up a shop and make it and contribute to the industry.
Right.
And it's just like, we've been around forever. Everything that we do in this industry is contributing to the industry. I mean, we started back in 2007. I mean, that's what built this stuff up. Breakers
you didn't pop up in COVID. You guys didn't pop up during COVID.
Oh, no. I mean, I was around back in 2007. So it's like...
So it wasn't like you guys came in for a money grab. You guys were already in. Now, everyone made money during COVID. I mean, I can't tell you how many things I sold during COVID for absolute top dollar. Like, it was nuts. So everybody was doing it, but you guys were actually in this before, and you were kind of like grandfathered into this whole thing.
Honestly, I was doing it as a little side gig. I didn't care about the money because I had a normal job. The only reason why I quit my normal day-to-day job is because I made so much money during COVID. I'm like, all right, I invested it in something else where it's making money. Employing my 4 other guys, that's all I care about. I'm fine right now. I don't need, like, this whole thing is just crazy to me how this all unfolded and how it's going to be in the future. I'm curious to see what happens. I hope to God that Panini's unlicensing will allow people to understand that the unlicensed part doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And hope that it kind of opens a new door for smaller breakers and whatever, because they're gonna welcome with open arms and maybe create something for other people that Fanatics doesn't want in their little clique. So I don't know. It's weird. I don't know.
It's almost like somebody from the outside is going to have to create their own clique, right? Or kind of, and I think that's probably what's going to wind up. Yeah, that's what's going to wind up happening, because eventually people, I mean, yes, Fanatics, I don't think that they're ever going to, I don't think that they're like, what's it called? I don't think that
they're not a fly-by-night company. They're going to stick around.
I don't think that their reputation's going to necessarily get hurt enough for them to feel the impact of it. But I think that over the long haul, I think that you could wind up seeing people gravitating more towards these other little things that pop up that are not as cliquey. But, again, at the end of the day, if they control the product that goes out, that's where you're going to see people run into a lot of issues, because if they control the product that runs, that runs through these channels like you guys, and you guys aren't getting those massive hits that everybody is really in it for, what do? Do you just have to suck it up and just give money to these guys just because you know that there's a better opportunity for you to hit one of these big cards? I mean, I think they already pulled like 4, 5, 6 debut patches already.
Nope, pulled 3 in one case.
In one case, yeah. I think they're up to like 4 or 5 or 6 or something like that. Like, that's,
It is. I mean, they do volume, and you can't hate it. They've been with Fanatic since day one. You can't hate it. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna, no matter what happens, I have no ties to Fanatics or Top. So that whole thing with barbell breaks and losing their breaker count program doesn't even affect me right now, because I don't have anything with them. But long term, it could. It gets like a trickle-down effect of how to get product, which at the end of the day, there's always going to be product. They're not going to cut people out like Davin Adams, Blowout, and Steel City and those type of guys, because they move too much product. We're always going to be able to get our hands on it. It's just...
But you feel like you're going to have to pay more for it?
Yeah, but we just charge more. We're doing it now. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? I just bought Update last minute, a little bit below what Dave and Adam wanted, and I just charge a little bit more. It is what it is. I mean, our margins are like this. Filth Bomb and all those other guys, their margins are like this. It is what it is. I'm not here trying to move 4,000 cases, and that's what they don't like about people like us.
Right. And I think and I think that's part of the problem too, right? Is that if they're getting all the volume and they're getting better pricing, right, and they're able to make more money, maybe they're able to charge less at some points. They
will never charge less. The greed on that app is
I've seen those prices, insane. And they're always higher than you guys. But I wonder if, because that would really crush everybody, right? Is if they undercut everybody else, right. And then everybody's like, well, why am I going to go to Top Notch, who isn't getting hot boxes, right? Their cases aren't loaded with shit, and I'm going to wind up paying more when I can just go to Fanatics, pay less, and I know that I have a better chance of hitting all this stuff.
The only flaw to that is, and I know a lot of people don't like going on the app for this specific reason, taxes. Taxes and shipping, by the time you add that in, how much cheaper can you be than us, where you can make it work when you have 30 employees and these guys that are breaking are on commission. Like, that's why they overcharge and then make offers and accept them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have a little thing going where it makes sense. They know what they can accept and how much money they can trim off of that overpriced bat that they have for it to make sense. If they go even lower, it wouldn't make sense for them.
Yeah. I think that for you guys, I'm not worried about guys like you, because I feel like you guys can find different ways to navigate through this whole process. You guys have a loyal following, but it's going to be those guys who, maybe did just start out. Maybe somebody did go out and buy a card shop, a brick and mortar, and they thought, oh, we're going to do breaks out here. It's going to be great. It's going to give us just a little bit more than maybe what our other local card shops in the area are giving to their customers. Right. And if those guys get cut out and they can't get the product that they need to do, what's going to happen to all these local smaller guys,
Something's got to give. Something's got to happen. We've been saying it for the last year. People thought Panini was so bad.
Yeah.
With how they ran things.
Yep.
Quality control, get it. But how things are ran now and how they're just building this empire and just focusing on that, it's honestly, it's just going to ruin the industry. It's going to ruin the industry. It really is.
Yeah, Fanatics. If you thought Panini was bad, Fanatics is like, hey, hold my beer. Give me a sec.
When you go to a sporting event, all these guys that are glorified on the camera with Fanatics, and they treat you a certain way as a fan because of the rules and stipulations and how these people act in person. It's crazy. I've said it before. Kevin Durant, nicest dude in the world. If Fanatics gets a hold of him, it's a different story. And it's not just him. It's so many guys.
So many guys. And it sucks because it's a lot of those guys, and I've spoke about this on other podcasts that we've done, but it's all the guys that people really look up to.
Oh, yeah.
Guys that people want to collect. You know how many kids want to collect Shohei Ohtani? You know how many kids want a Shohei Ohtani?
Can't afford it.
Adults can't afford it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You're not going to find Dodger stuff out there in the wild. It's all coming from Fanatics. Tom Brady, you can't send tickets in to get signed. It's all Fanatics, and you go on the website and they're $20,000, $25,000 for a signed ticket that normally would cost you less than $5,000, which is still a lot of money.
It's still a lot of money.
But considerably less during a private signing, and you can't do that. You can't send unlicensed stuff in there. Chipper Jones, one of my favorite players of all time, and there are certain things that I can't get him to sign because he's Fanatics.
It's absolutely
I hate it. But, this is where we're at, and hopefully things change. Hopefully they kind of loosen the noose a little bit on everybody, but it's definitely not looking good. And I hate for the hobby that the things that people have been talking about for years and accusing all of these companies of doing is coming to light. Like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't want these things to happen, but it's happening. It's happening right in front of our eyes. And, I think the hobby itself will be okay. We will rebound as collectors, but yeah, we're going to have to navigate through some pretty tough times with all this stuff coming out. So
it's going to affect us. It already has affected us. It's just one of those things where we've been around it so long where it happens time to time in different ways. You just have to pivot, and you just have to make changes. If you have to work a little bit harder, do a little more volume,
Sure.
things up a little bit. It always works out as long as you just keep your head down and keep going. I mean, it is what it is.
And it might, I mean, listen, if worst case scenario, it makes you guys get a little more creative with the way that you guys do things and the products that you guys offer, and maybe the way you guys set it up, make it a little more fun and engaging. You know what I mean? But
that's why
repacks
are so successful because of instances like this, where I mean, I hate to even bring this up because I'm running a Topps Chrome break, but the hit ratio versus pricing, in a lot of products, it just does not make sense. He's just as guilty with certain products. It just does not make sense where you go buy, I mean, at the beginning of the year, you could go buy the Jags for like $500 and then you get a Travis Hunter RPA to 25 and it sells for $200-$300. What sense does that, what are you chasing? So
people have always said that about like National Treasures cases and stuff like that. I mean, you spend big money on them and you get a bunch of, bullshit cards, from some no name.
You can hit a top tier level thing, but it's just so astronomically crazy where repacks, you set a floor, you set a ceiling, and you make, the same thing you'd make off of another case of cards, and people are getting good value for the small investment they're making. $60 spot for a $500 card makes more sense than spending $500 for a $250 card. I mean, that's why repacks are so successful, and that's why those will never end.
Yeah, and that's what's going to keep this part of the hobby alive, is finding creative ways to allow people the opportunity to spend less and hit more. Maybe not equally, but just hit bigger things. What
we need, though, we need that around. If the prices would just come down a little bit, I don't think things would be as bad as they are now. But
right. But you guys are going to have to just do your thing to just be creative and find that balance, because the industry needs balance. It can't just be all super high-end product that is really expensive. You have to have that lower-end stuff for other people to get involved in too, because the amount of people that have the big money to spend on these bigger breaks are far and few between. It might seem like there's a lot of people out there that do it, but it wouldn't be sustainable as a business
long term.
You can't do it. So you need that balance. You need the lower end stuff, you need the high end stuff. So I think everybody will be okay, but it just sucks that there's been these black eyes on the hobby within a month.
It's been one thing. It was like a trickle effect of a bunch of things happening at one time. What positive has there been? Not much.
Each one that happened, it was, I've been saying that for 10 years. I've been saying that for 10 years. I've been saying that for 10 years. So literally all these people are coming up like, yeah, I was right. I've been emailing eBay for 10 years about Probstein, or I've been calling it that Fanatics was going to do this, or I've been saying
PSA. Yeah. It's one of those things where we take such pride in this industry and this hobby, because I'm a collector too. You're a collector.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like when I made my rant video the other day, people messaged me like, man, I could tell that you love this because of how you act. I mean, even how we're talking now.
They can hear the passion in your voice.
Yeah, because we care. We've been around it forever. I've been around this since I was a young kid with my dad. He got me into this stuff.
Yeah.
So for years, all of us have been thinking, speaking it. We just put a blind eye to it because we didn't want to believe it, because it's almost like sports betting and the government and this, like, we don't want to believe it's true because we love what we do and we love collecting.
We didn't even touch on that, the fact that all this stuff's going on with all this insider information and players giving up prop bets, are hitting because the players are giving somebody else their info. They're making believe they're hurt, pulling out of the game before they get their third rebound. Like, it's nuts. And then you start to think of all the times where you put a parlay in, and now you start questioning, like, oh, no, I didn't hit that because, this.
I've been saying it. Me and my buddy have been saying this for years. We'll watch football together every Sunday or every Thursday, and we literally say this and this and this aren't going to happen because it's rigged. Like, it's never a good thing. I mean, it's sad we have to think that, but it's true.
It is true. You see that kid in, I forgot what team it was. What college team was it where he just ran out of bounds?
Are you talking about the one that ran out of bounds?
Yeah, ran right out of bounds. Clear path to the end zone and was just like,
touchdown, makes the left right out of bounds. What does that tell you?
Right. And you know for a fact that somebody made a shit ton of money on him doing that.
He was around the 1 yard line the other night or last week or whatever. Mm-hmm. Did not attempt one tush push in 3 downs.
Yeah,
but they did it. But the week before that, they did it like 4 times from the 30-yard line.
They do it all the time.
So it's just it's
And then the one time you're
wild.
looking to do it, they don't do it. It's crazy, man. It really
It's
is.
sickening. It's so sick.
Yeah.
But again,
yeah.
thing that we always thought about over the years, happening right in front of our eyes. This industry, same exact thing. It's just unfortunate that it's all happening at once, because negativity in this industry over a long period of time that I've noticed, it's not healthy for it. It really isn't.
No, and it just sucks because for someone looking in from the outside that isn't really involved in the hobby, they're like, I'm not touching that hobby. Why would I?
Right.
Why am I going to get involved in that? Do you see all the stuff that's going on? Like there's no truth behind this hobby. Everything is just a fucking scam, and I'm not.
All scam, drama, and big companies taking over everything. Like, what? How does that sound fun?
How is that enticing to anybody? And that's what you guys are doing, right? I mean, you're constantly trying to get new people involved. You can't just live off the same old people for 5-10 years.
It's crazy you say that, because I was thinking about this yesterday. When it's slow times, you still have those same people that join, and I know it's like a select handful that are religiously, or like they just join everything. Yeah, loyalists, loyal people. And it's always good to have you need new blood all the time.
Always.
Because it like you said earlier about the high end buyers, they'll be around, but not forever. You can only sustain it so long. So yeah, I mean, we need new people.
Yeah, it's no different than if you were a salesman. I mean, you need to constantly go out and constantly get new customers, because you don't know when that other customer that you had is going to leave and go somewhere else, right? You can't just sit there and rest on the customers that you have. You got to constantly be getting new ones. And how do you get new ones when you've got all these black eyes coming, into the hobby?
That's the only positive thing I'll give Fanatics. When they bought Tops and they came up with this game plan of doing all this, they put a ton of money in the marketing with these athletes.
Right.
That's the only thing that and maybe a couple creative things like the debut patches and like certain things that they put in these products.
There's some things that I really like that they've done. I thought that there was very smart, really strategic stuff, and I think that part, the creativity that they bring, is great for the hobby. It's just 100%. Everything else.
But as far as getting people in, I think they did a very good job with paying these top athletes to go to card shops, to get into the hobby, make videos, do that type of stuff.
Live breaks, yeah,
helps. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I'll give them.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we're giving them, though.
Yeah, nothing else.
Nothing else. No. I think we're gonna be okay. We just got to kind of navigate through the process of just dissecting all this and getting down to the bottom of it. And maybe it does make an honest company out of them, whether it's Fanatics or PSA or whatever, at some point. But
right.
It's wishful thinking. That's what I'm hoping for.
I love your positive thoughts.
Yeah. I know. Well, we were negative the whole time. I got to end on a positive, so we'll see what happens. But we'll see, bro. We'll see what goes on. Unfortunately, as much as you want to dismiss it and bury it because you don't want it to have a negative impact on your business or the hobby in general, you need to fucking talk about it. It needs to be out there. People need to be aware of all the shit that goes on, because it's going to happen in any industry out there. It doesn't matter what it is. Any vertical, you're going to have people that are greedy. You're going to have people that are going to try to manipulate the system. It's just how it goes, but as long as you're aware of it, then you just kind of got to roll with the punches.
Yeah, keep going with it. I made a post about it yesterday. I don't know if you even saw it. I just put a screenshot up and whatever, and then people were talking about it. It was good. Then you had a couple negative Nancy's in there. That's what I made up. The dude's like, oh, well, people like you need to own a shop and invest into the hobby to get allocations or whatever. That's how it should be. Not make money overnight during COVID. And I'm like, for one, why are you in this room if you truly think that about us? Yeah. Two, this my whole life. I've contributed, I've donated, I've put my time in. It's not even about the money making now. It's about the greediness from them. Right. That's pissing me off.
Well, I think pretty much anybody, that you see on Facebook with negative comments always looks at guys like yourself and they'll say overnight success. Right?
Yeah.
Started in 2020 and was crushing it by 2021, and then he quits his job and then he coasts and whatever. They don't see the grind from 2007 until today, so they just look at it and there was a lot of money grab guys, and I get that, so there's definitely truth to it, but just 100%. Generalize that everyone has just made money overnight is just not true. There are guys that have done it, but it's just not true to throw that blanket on everybody. So
It is
But that's
what it
social
is.
media. That's what it. That's the kind of shit you got to deal with. So